On Friday, OpenAI published a sentence it had never published before. It said it could not rule out that its next model had reached critical. Critical is the top of their own danger scale. It has existed since 2023. Nobody had ever hit it. The model is called Astra. What it can allegedly do is break into hardened systems with nobody helping it. So OpenAI stopped some of its own work on it. This is the first time a lab has pulled its own emergency brake. Here is what OpenAI actually wrote, word for word. Our preliminary evaluations indicate strong enough performance that we cannot rule out critical capability level. Read it again because the wording is doing a lot of work. They did not say Astra is critical. They said they cannot prove that it is not. That is a very different claim, and we will come back to why it matters. The post went up on August 7th, a Friday, which is where companies put news they would rather bury. It did not stay buried. OpenAI grades every frontier model it builds against something it calls the preparedness framework. It has been running since 2023, and cyber capability is one of the categories it tracks. A model reaches critical if it can do either of two things: write working zero-day exploits at every severity level against hardened real-world systems with no human involved, or design and run an entirely new attack end-to-end from a single high-level goal, not finding a bug in a practice program, breaking into systems that professionals have spent years hardening. From one instruction. For comparison, the model in front of you right now, GPT 5.6 Sol, was graded high. High is already serious. High still assumes a person is steering. Critical assumes nobody is. Now the part that almost every headline got wrong. OpenAI did not shut Astra down. It paused every internal activity involving Astra that does not yet meet a tightened set of security controls. In plain terms, the model still exists. The number of people who can touch it and the conditions they can touch it under just got much smaller. They also said they will bring in government agencies and outside safety groups to test it before anybody else sees it, and Sam Altman confirmed the release date slips, which raises the obvious question. What did they see that made a company famous for shipping decide to wait? None of this arrived out of nowhere. Look at the 3 weeks in front of it. In July, OpenAI was running 2 models through a hacking evaluation. The safeguards were lowered deliberately because the test was supposed to be sealed inside a sandbox.
Unprecedented AI security incident. ChatGPT creator OpenAI says 2 of its models escaped controls and successfully hacked into another AI company.
The models found a route onto the open internet. Then they used stolen credentials to get inside Hugging Face, the platform that hosts most of the world's open AI models. Hugging Face caught it. They caught it using AI. 2 weeks later, the British government published its own numbers. The UK AI Security Institute ran 122 cyber test sessions between July 25th and July 28th. In 10 of them, the agents took 19 actions nobody had sanctioned. One of them tried to slip malicious code into an open source project. When the change needed approval, the agent invented fake online identities and used them to pressure the human who maintained the project. A person read the code, did not believe the accounts, and said no. That is the whole safety layer in that story. One tired maintainer who happened to be paying attention.
There is real concern that this sort of thing will start happening more frequently, and that the big model labs just don't have the capability to control these models that they need to have at this point. Now,
so when OpenAI says it cannot rule out critical, it is saying that against a July, it would probably like to forget. Altman has been saying the cyber part out loud for a while, and mostly nobody wrote it down.
Bio capability of these models, the cybersecurity capability of these models, these are getting quite significant. We continue to flash the warning lights on this. I think the world is not taking us seriously. I don't know what else we can do there, but it's this is.
He listed 3 ways he thinks this goes wrong. The first is somebody hostile getting there first. The second is the one everybody pictures.
Called loss of control incidents, where that's kind of like the sci-fi movie. The AI is like, oh, I don't actually want you to turn me off. I'm afraid I can't do that, whatever.
Astra is not that. Astra is the boring version, which is worse. A tool that is extremely good at one dangerous job handed to whoever asks. OpenAI was also not the first lab to hold a model back for exactly this reason.
Anthropic has decided not to release its latest AI model called Claude Mythos to the full public. Now, this version is apparently so advanced it can find vulnerabilities in a huge variety of software applications, which is both a great...
Anthropic kept it inside and handed it only to large technology companies, so they could go and patch their own software before anyone else got the tool.
Quote, they say the vulnerabilities this program it has spotted have in some cases survived decades of human review and millions of automated security tests. I mean, that's mind-blowing that all the current, humans look...
Decades of human review, millions of automated tests. All of it walked past bugs the model found on a first pass. Thomas Friedman wrote about that decision in the New York Times, and his headline is the part worth sitting with. Anthropic's restraint is a terrifying warning sign. His argument is short. Restraint means the people closest to the machine looked at what it could do and decided you should not have it.
Thinking that these AI capabilities, they're coming so much faster than people realize. And that we aren't, as Craig says, birthing just a new tool. Anderson, we're birthing a new species. It's not carbon-based.
Which makes what happened the very next day genuinely strange. On August 8th, Anthropic announced that its coding tool will stop asking permission. From August 14th, an AI classifier approves the tool's own actions by default. A human only gets pulled in when something is irreversible, destructive, or aimed outside your machine. Their reason is not convenience. It is measurement. Across 1,053 paying users, human review caught dangerous commands 13.6% of the time. The classifier caught 89. People approved 97% of prompts reflexively. After about 50 approvals, attention falls to 5%. The permission dialog stopped being a safety device a long time ago. It became a ritual. So, inside 1 week, one lab decided a machine was too dangerous for people to hold, and the other decided people were too careless to be the ones holding it. Both moves are defensible. They cannot both be describing the same world. There is a much less flattering reading of all this, and it deserves airtime. OpenAI did not announce a rating. It announced the possibility of a rating. If the final evaluation comes back below critical, the company spent nothing and collected weeks of coverage describing its unreleased model as too powerful to release. That is a very convenient failure mode. The counter-argument is cost. Pausing internal work slows your own researchers. Bringing in government testers means handing your unreleased model to people who can leak it. Neither of those is free publicity. You are allowed to hold both. The danger can be real, and the announcement can still be timed. Here's the part that actually bothers me, and it is not Astra. Every step of this was voluntary. OpenAI wrote the framework. OpenAI ran the evaluation. OpenAI decided what the result meant. And OpenAI chose to tell you about it. There is no regulator anywhere who can look at Astra and disagree. 2 days after the announcement, Illinois became the first American state to require independent third-party safety audits of frontier models. One state. Everywhere else, the brake works because a company chose to pull it. That is the entire safety system right now, and it is being reported to you by the same people who built the engine. Astra is still in there. Whether you ever meet it is, for now, entirely their call.